Hello everyone, I'm Boshaga Mitra and Ravichandran, and today I'll be presenting on project 4 for CE570 on my pipe supports for the surface area and flux. Now, building over what I've been working on for the last couple of weeks now, this is a pipe saddle, and you've got the stand for support, and you would have the pipes. You would take the pipes and put on top of this, and I thought it's an interesting reflection of real world structures. So let's quickly jump into. Here's another picture to show you and to illustrate the surfaces that I'll be considering today. You've got the top part of the saddle, you've got the bottom part of the saddle, and you've got this contact area between the saddle and the stand. And then the stand itself is pretty straightforward. It's a cuboid shaped, so you take the pipes and put them on top. On the left here are just some of the numbers that I've used for my parameterization, and I'll show you more on MATLAB a little bit. Pretty straightforward. And let me go to the next slide. Let's quickly jump into the MATLAB code and spend some time on the area Jacobians and to see how I've calculated them. So again, these are just the geometries, and on my next slide here, I'm actually going through the part 1 in the saddle. So let me pull up MATLAB so it's a little bit bigger and easier to see. Okay, there we go. So this is my geometry, right? Resolutions and so on. And I've actually got the image on the right to illustrate. Okay, so I'm splitting it into two parts, right? Part 1 is the saddle, that's on top. And what you can see is I'm actually modeling 9 different surfaces here. That's got to do because of the mating surface. And let's go through one by one. The first one here, I'm modeling the inner cylinder, which is this surface on the top here that's in contact with the pipe, right? And the next part is the bottom outer cylinder here. And what I'm doing is I'm sort of unrolling it and splitting that rectangle into 4 smaller rectangles. I've got the left wedge, the right wedge, right? The left wedge is here, the right wedge is there, and then the top and the bottom. So this is the bottom, and then this is the top. And that's what's going on in this 4 lines. And of course, the remaining 4 surfaces are just my side. So 1, 2, and this curved edge here, and that curved surface there. And that's how I get my 9 surfaces. Curves and the volume, and here's the area Jacobian. So I'm going through and calculating one by one. S is equal to 0, that's the top surface here. S is equal to T, that's the bottom part. And then these are the rest of the surfaces. And here are my normals. Normals are going in the normal direction from the surfaces. That's how I'm calculating them here. My scalar fields for my flux. And part 2, which is my stand, over here I've got 5 different surfaces. I'm calculating the base. I'm starting with the base, that's this guy right here. And then I'm just going left, right, front and back, just not modeling the top mating surface between these 2 surfaces. And then over here is my area Jacobian. I'm going through calculating one by one. Okay, this is my base, and these 2 are going to be my sides, and this is the front and the back. Outward normal units, and similarly the flux. And that's it. So let me go ahead and run to show you that yes, the code indeed does work. I'm using x1 times x2 times x3 for the flux here, just to keep it a little bit easier to visualize, and that's what you can see happening. The code does run, yes. This is my scalar field, and this is just a parameterization image. Let's quickly look at the surface area. Total surface area of the body is 92.2587, and my total flux is pretty much 0. Volume of my body is 33.4. But let's take a look at the total surface area, which I'll show you in my hand calcs. Let me quickly jump back into PowerPoint. You can see that this is just the same slide showing the same thing. But crucially, this is my hand calcs, and you can see that I've split them again into part 1 saddle and part 2, which is the stand. I'm going through calculating what is my inner cylinder and outer cylinder. Crucially, for the outer cylinder, I'm subtracting the patch or the mating contact surface. That's what this is. I go in and calculate the total surface area for the saddle. Redo the same thing for the stand to get my total surface area as 92.2587, which matches MATLAB perfectly. Thank you.